Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hacker.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 11 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. And man, oh Manischewitz, do we have a topic for you today? Let me just do this real quick. Jeff Brown will not be in the building today. His son is ill. He had to take his son to the doctor, man. Godspeed to Jeff Brown and little Blakey. His name is Blake. But of course, Jeff Brown calls him Blakey because he's the child's father. Right? Man, I got a powerful topic today. Also, let me just tell you right now, the phone lines are going to be open today. I'm taking callers because I want to hear your opinion because this topic is so wild. I mean, it's wild. It's literally wild, okay? I want to apologize to my YouTube subscribers. You guys usually see the shows. You won't be able to see the show today because of internet issues on my end. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a tech-savvy guy. So, either way, go to the Dash Radio app. Share it with your people. Tell everybody go to the Dash Radio app so they can listen to the show because I'm telling you, this shit is going to be crazy. Also, the big homie Kev, he's not going to be here today. Kev is in the middle of looking for an apartment. He's got to get it done. He's just got to get it done. So he's looking for an apartment and, he couldn't be here today because of that. So the normal role is community empowerment. Let me just tell you right now, these people are preparing to do my taxes. New Republic West. If you're here on the West Coast, and I'm hearing that they have offices all over the nation. New Republic West. New is spelled N-U, Republic West. Go there right now. The West Coast representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Brother Tony Muhammad, runs this whole get down. New Republic West. They do taxes, accounting, insurance, lending, credit, and of course, it's tax season, so they prepare your taxes. They prepared my taxes last year, and they're going to do my taxes again this year. Also, you already know we always support this brother, good brother, Hassan McCullough. He has Weed Juice. Weed Juice, OUIJUICE, weedjuice.com. Go there and let him know that the ZOWHAT show sent you there. He's got all types of packages for weight loss, for cleansing, for energy, for nutrition, the whole 9 yards. We Juice. Go there, support the guy right now. Also, man, I got a lot of things. I'm wearing them right now. The Android Ohms, luxury sneaker brand, Android Ohm. As a matter of fact, Android Ohm has a show now on Dash Talk called Soul Searching. They recorded their first show last Thursday. It will air this coming Friday at 2 p.m. Great show. Talking about fashion, politics, racism, the latest sneakers, the whole 9 yards, man. It's a real dope show. I love the young brother's perspective. I mean, on his first episode, he talked about how, come on, have a seat, Hassan. He talked about how Michael Jordan has no equity in Jordan Brand. You know, he talked about how Michael Jordan gets he gets a percentage off of sales, but because his sales are so high, I mean, he could forfeit not having equity, I guess, but no equity in Brand Jordan for Michael Jordan. I mean, that's crazy. I was blown away by that. So you get the behind the scenes knowledge about, you know, the fashion industry, the sneaker industry, stuff that I didn't even know about, man. So Soul Searching this Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in, check it out. Android Ohm is the name of that brother's brand. Android like the phone. Ohm is spelled HOMME.com. Listen, anybody who orders a pair from listening to me gets 25% off. All you got to do is go to the website, make an order. It's going to ask you at the end of the ordering process, do you have a code? Your code is Zoe Williams. That's ZOWILLIAMS. Zoe Williams is your code. You get 25% off. Go support them now. Also, Wanda Trotter created my app. It's called Mind Blowing Mobiles, or Worldwide Solutions and Technologies. Go get with her now. She created my app, fully functional app. Very, very dope. Please support her in all that she does. If you have a small business, you need an app. It is the cell phone storefront. If you don't have an app, you don't have a cell phone storefront. Just look at it this way. Dash Radio has what, 15, 14 million listeners? 88% of those listeners listen through the app. That's how important having an app is. So go get it now. Worldwide Solutions and Technologies, mind-blowing mobile apps, Wanda Trotter. Google her, look her up. Tell her Zoe sent you. She gonna take good care of you. Also, the brother who did my website, Triumph Beyond Designs is the name of his company. They did your website too, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
He's still working with it.
Yeah? The We Juice website.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
You want to speak in the mic?
I'm not? Yeah.
No, there you go.
My bad.
See
Yes,
how-
he
see how
did
it
a good
sounds?
job with the website. He's still working on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
But it's-
adding new wrinkles.
But it's a dope website, right? It looks
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah,
It's functional.
He's very good at what he does. He's busy, though, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's... Whose website you said he's working on?
He working on a lot of people's website now.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm promoting him. TriumphBeyondDesigns.com. Go support that brother right now. And then, of course, Total Package Energy. Man, oh Manischewitz, that's my energy shot. You got to support them full on. Total Package Energy is the business. Every show I do, I take a little sip before each show just to perk up, be a little bit more mentally alert. It's something you want to do. Please, please, please continue to support. Also, Shepherd's Sweets, cakes, candies, all kind of stuff. ShepherdsSweets.com. We call it candy crack. The girl makes the candy homemade. It's fly. It's dope. I'm promoting all types of businesses. You know I don't mind doing it because I want to see people come up. And, you know, a lot of times people don't have the opportunity to get on a platform this big and, you know, get promoted. Final thing I need to promote, they finally came in. The Love Matters CD. Well, me and Dr. Alan Berger, here, check it out. Myself and Dr. Alan Berger recorded a double CD on December 23rd, 2017, about relationships. The CD covers the dynamics operating in romantic relationships, the effects of unreasonable expectations, the balancing act that occurs between togetherness and individuality, growing together in love. Man, I mean, it's a structured discussion, and it's super dope. And it's 2 CDs long. We got music. We got a lot of fly stuff in it, man. Zoe Williams, Dr. Alan Berger, Love Matters Revealed.
Can we buy this?
Yes, you can purchase it from my website. Not only from my website, the digital download is available at cdbaby.com. And I have 18 free download coupons for anybody that is contributing to my GoFundMe page or the YouTube page. Anybody that's donating to me, I will give you a download card that will give you this incredible CD for free.
How much is it?
Look at you. Look.
No, how much is it?
You out here. Hold on.
Right.
It's fly. We'll take care of business off the air. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. Zoe Williams is in the building. We have an amazing show for you today. That was the community empowerment. It's a little segment I do every show just to highlight some businesses that can't do it on their own. But today's topic, man, we're going to take a quick 30-second break. I'm going to play this music real quick. Just listen. Woosah. Take a deep breath. Trust me. This topic is going to be heavy. If you're a parent, oh my God, this topic it was hard for me researching it, but it's heavy. The ZOWHAT Morning Show, Dash Talk Radio, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The number to dial is 323-230-4445. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few seconds. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the ZOWHAT Morning Show back in the building. Listen, this is not an easy topic. It's not. If you're a parent, this is not a game. It just really isn't. A lot of people have a hard time dealing with this kind of subject matter. You feel me? A lot of people have a difficult time dealing with this kind of subject matter. But it's a real conversation that must be had. Wow. I have to even think about it. Like, even in my own mind, I'm like, yo, what would you do? How would you deal with it? Zoe, let me just get to the topic. The legalization of sexual predators, Pedo-Rights, pedophilia rights, the rights for pedophiles. Are pedophiles seeking the same rights as members of the LGBTQ community? They're trying to piggyback off of the I was born this way. The same template that was used by the LBGT community, pedophiles are trying to use the same methodology in order to gain legitimacy. Oh, Lord. I got questions.
Me too.
Are pedophiles attempting to hijack gay rights? How does the LGBTQ community distance themselves when in fact they've kind of opened a Pandora's box for people to use the same rhetoric? Listen, if you say something negative about a homosexual, bisexual, trans, queer person, lesbian, you're a bigot.
Yeah.
So guess what? Pedophiles are using the same approach. They're saying, look, just because I have an attraction to young children doesn't mean I'm going to act on that attraction. I'm a human being. I was born this way. Wow. This is the world we live in, buddy.
I don't know if that goes though.
It probably doesn't go. Have gay laws / rights set the stage for pedophilia laws and rights? Agree or disagree? Love, oh my God, love is gender and age blind. This is their philosophy. Love knows no age, it knows no gender. Jesus. Do you think, come on, let's just be honest. Do you think the LGBT community, BTQ community, has some culpability here because when they fought for their rights, when they got their rights, that they kind of opened the door for different types of genders and different types of sexual, you understand what I'm saying? Like sexual orientations and preferences and shit. Do you think that? Do you think they opened the door?
Of course not.
Well, this is what the pedos are saying. They're saying, hey, if they're normal, if they're being normalized, why can't we be normalized?
But they're not doing anything that's against the law.
Speak on it.
It's against the law to have sex with kids
Period.
that are underage or people who was underage.
Right.
Male or female.
Black people felt like the LBGT community hijacked the civil rights movement. And now maybe the LBGT people are feeling like pedophiles are trying to hijack their movement to gain legitimacy. Isn't this crazy? This is nuts. Let me tell you, somebody sent me a video that I guess on Facebook.
Oh,
and it was like, oh, make this go viral.
Of that dude with that little girl?
I didn't even look at it.
Oh, wow.
Because my whole thought process was, why would you sit? I don't want to see no shit like this.
Yes.
And then,
but people want to watch it.
but
People want to see it.
That's what I'm saying. There's some deep, dark ugliness in people who want to see that kind of shit. And all I'm saying is, this is illegal. You just not gonna put your ringer? You're not gonna turn your ringer off?
Sorry.
All right, cool.
Happens.
All right, yeah, you know. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they sent it to me, and I'm like, don't send it to me. I'm not the authorities. This is illegal.
Yes.
So why don't you just send this to the police? Why would you send it to me? That's going on. We already see what's happening in Hollywood when we did the show about the casting couch, and then a lot of these kids are being molested, and the one that they went after turns out to be innocent, according to people.
Right.
Like, the one they went after was Michael Jackson. You know, Michael Jackson did these kids. He did this to these kids. But then you get the guy who's fingering everybody in the no pun intended.
Right.
He's calling out all the foul people in the industry that did it. What was it, Corey Feldman? Mm-hmm. He said, nah, Michael Jackson didn't do any of that shit. He was like, but here are the real ones that did it. He said he went to the police station and told them about it. You see? You see this shit is happening now. So, just like the homosexual community or the LBGT community organized, it's not a giant leap of logic to say that powerful pedos around the world might not organize and try to put their weight behind some type of legislation. True or false? In 1973, the American Psychiatric Association declassified homosexuality from its list of mental disorders after intense lobbying by homosexual rights groups. Who's to say? Because one day it was considered a mental disorder. After some organization, after some lobbying, it's taken out of the DSM. Who's to say that powerful pedos all over the world won't end up doing the same thing? Again, all people need is a template. Oh, so this is how you do it? So there's a fear going on that this may be coming down the pike, actually destroying marriages, actually destroying relationships. First off, there has to be a legal age of consent. What is that, 18?
Yeah, 18.
In America, it's 18.
18.
Right? What is legal age of consent in Europe? Different parts of Europe.
It's different though, because they can drink
Is it
and
18?
everything. I think it's 16.
Well, Adita just told us she's from Europe.
You from Europe?
She's European. What part of Europe are you from, Adita? Lithuania. So the law in Lithuania is 18, right? What about France? Do you know? Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's weird, man. I mean, this is like a movement. This is some shit that's pushing through. I don't know. Yeah, drapetomania was in the DSM, right? Yes. Drapetomania was in the DSM. And to use drapetomania as an example for what I'm talking about is stupid. Okay? It's quite ignorant. Drapetomania was created by a so-called psychiatrist, the father of psychiatry, who said this was a mental disorder for slaves who had the intense desire to want to run away. And then the only way to fix this, the desire to want to run away, this mental illness called drapetomania, was to whoop them with a whip. You just keep whooping them, and then that would break their desire to want to run away from the plantation, from slavery, from their master. So the desire to run away was considered an illness. So we're going to call it drapetomania, right? And the point that I'm trying to make here, rap culture vulture on Twitter, is all people need is a template. For instance, in 1973, it is no secret, in 1973, homosexuality was in the DSM labeled as a mental illness.
Yep.
Period. How did they get it from being a mental illness? Was there a mental cure? Was there a cure? Did we find a cure?
No.
Or is legalization, normalization, and lobbying the cure? Can you get some shit taken out of the DSM through politics? Now, there's been this argument in the black community for a long time that the LGBT community, or LBGT, I don't know the acronym, Jesus. It's been an argument a long time that these people, the gay and lesbian, gay, bisexual community, copied the template of the civil rights movement in order to get the same freedoms, the same rights, the same acknowledgement as African Americans here. So the point that I'm making is, if they can do it, if they can come back from the brink of mental insanity, the DSM, right? They were classified as a mental disorder. If they can come back from there to now, you have to accept us. You have to treat us with respect. If you don't treat us with respect, it's considered bigotry. They created a template for other, I guess, they would call it sexual deviancy. Other people with sexual deviance to say, oh, you did it, now we can do it. You gave us the template. You gave us the blueprint. What in the world is about to happen, boy? What's about to happen in the world? Is everything going to be free and open?
That's not going to be free and open. People are going to do something about that.
But I'm saying there's a worldwide discussion about it.
Yeah.
That's why I had to listen, I'm a father of 3. And I've had some awkward moments. I'm not going to tell you the name of this celebrity. But it was awkward as fuck. And you know me, I be feeling a certain type of way, like, nigga, what you say? I be, you know, I'm from Pasadena. So what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? I be on one sometimes. So I'm at a softball game and I'm with my youngest kid. And my youngest kid is the milk chocolate version of me. Gorgeous little boy. And I can say it because he's mine. It's my guy.
Right.
He like 5 or 6 or not. No, he's 9. It's a softball game going on. Celebrity walks up. I'm with my son. I just get there. The celebrity's like, hey, man, that's a beautiful little boy.
All right.
And in my mind, I got to walk myself back. Like, who says that kind of shit?
This was a male, right?
This is a man. I got to walk myself back like, what?
But, you know.
Okay, well, fuck it. I mean, I'm used to girls saying, oh, your baby, he's so cute. Yes, that's fine. That's acceptable. Oh, that's a beautiful little boy.
Now you said it like the dude was kind of being creepy.
I felt it was a creepy moment.
Because I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying your son is a beautiful kid.
Listen, see how you said that? Hey, man, your son is a beautiful kid. Yeah, you know, he takes after his mama and me, you know.
Right.
But that's a beautiful little boy. It's a whole different vibe.
Okay. I guess you didn't say what you mean by that.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Tone and delivery matters.
I do. I think I would probably did the same thing too. Thought about it.
I thought about it like, that didn't feel right to me. You know what I mean? That didn't feel right. So again, you got people out here that are making an argument to say, well, if it worked for them, it could work for us.
That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work for them.
But hey, 20 years ago, let's go 20 years. Let's say 86. Let's go 31 years, 32 years ago. Let's go 86. In 86, people would say, if the I don't even know if it was called LGBT community at that time in 86. No. Maybe it wasn't. What if people were saying, you know what? In 30 years, there's going to be a movement of lesbians, bisexuals, gays, trans, and they're going to use the template of the civil rights movement to gain rights for themselves. If you would have said that to somebody then, right?
Right.
If you would have said that to somebody then, they'd have been like, what? You tell me. You remember 86?
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. But how can you fly with... See, it's first of all, it's illegal to mess around with people who are underage. It's not illegal to be gay or want to be trans. Was it illegal back then? Was it illegal?
It was never illegal.
It was just frowned upon.
It was frowned
always
upon.
Still frowned upon regardless.
Agreed.
It's frowned upon.
It was frowned
Period.
upon. Right.
It's illegal to want to mess with a little kid.
Right.
And where people would take it in their own hands to put hands on you if they know you did this.
You already know.
In public.
Yeah.
In public. There's so many, like that video you got, that thing, whatever you got with that dude with that little kid. I heard that dude got beat up or got killed. I heard
Did he?
that. I'm not sure.
Well, you already know the response is the same for a pedophile or a homosexual. In many cases, the response is the same.
Yeah.
Am I lying? The response is typically physical.
Yes. But if somebody just a homosexual, you ain't going to be physically wanting to get them. But you know that somebody did something to a little kid that's helpless, it's going to be they going to get you.
Oh,
you know.
Oh, you're going to get it.
You go to jail, they going to get you in jail. You're going to get, in some aspect, you're going to get got.
You're going to get got.
You can't walk around people knowing that this is what you did without, and not put your head on the swivel, because you're going to get got.
You know what's crazy? Nicki Minaj's brother just was sentenced Are you hip to the story?
No. I heard about it today, but I don't know the story.
Eesh.
And how old is he?
He grown ass man.
And yeah.
He grown ass man now.
Listen, one of my homeboys from Pasadena, he got caught up in a case like that.
Who? Do I know him?
I don't think you know him.
Is he older than me?
He's younger than you.
Okay.
But he was messing with this girl. Well, he got this girl and she was riding with him. She was underage, but she looked like a woman. And he was, going around he didn't do anything to her, but he had her in the car. Okay. So he got thrown in jail for almost 50 years.
Wait. Hold on. Say this again. Back us up.
He didn't do
She
anything.
was just in the car?
She was in the car with him. Okay.
Wait, who was she to him?
She was an underage girl. He had intentions of doing stuff with her, but he did not do anything with her. Okay. They gave him 50 years with the intent to do something to a minor, but they gave him time based on when you put somebody in the car and stuff like OJ did.
It's almost like kidnapping.
So he got charged for kidnapping.
Right.
Basically. Even though the girl was with him for her own volition, he got charged for kidnapping.
But she's underage.
And so he didn't want to get charged for kidnapping because he's like, well, I cop to the fact that my intention to mess with an underage kid, I did that. But as far as the kidnapping, he didn't want to get caught with that, but he still did. And he got 50 years and stuff.
Wow. Rapper Nicki Minaj's brother, Jelani Minaj, convicted of sexually assaulting a child. Jelani Minaj, the 38-year-old brother of rapper Nicki Minaj, was found guilty Thursday of predatory sexual assault on a child younger than 13 years old. People magazine confirms. He's facing 25 years to life here. Now, again, here's the thing about all this judgment and stuff that comes along with it. Motherfuckers be creating articulate terminology to make shit sound good. Right? I think, what is the word they're using now? Minor attracted people. What? Oh, I'm attracted to minors. That ain't normal. But then again, 30 years ago, gay on gay marriage was seen as alien as the Greys. As the Greys from Zeta Reticuli.
True.
Nobody thought that, there was going to come a time where the entire White House would be covered in rainbow lights.
That happened?
That happened. Barack Obama. They had the whole rainbow covering the White House to acknowledge same-sex marriages. So what I'm saying is, what we consider to be normal, what we consider to be right and moral, this shit is getting grayer and grayer. The lines are getting grayer and grayer.
But okay, so back in the day, you were able to marry a kid that was underage, right?
Well, okay, so you talking about like,
I don't know, a long time ago.
You talking about the Victorian era and older?
Yes. Even the biblical day, they talk about, people.
They did, yeah, that's true. In the Bible now, all types of debauchery was okay.
Yeah.
So your point?
So are they trying to do a flip now? Going back to that?
The thing that's weird is if you can make an intellectual argument, people tend to give you the floor. You know what I mean? And I think, like I said, once a template is created, you know what I'm saying? I'm a human being. I have rights.
True.
This is not something I contracted. It's not a disease. This is not something I was taught or conditioned to be like. So the argument becomes, this is part of the human condition. And if it's part of the human condition, it deserves acknowledgement or space, or at least a space to exist. And if there are, now watch this now, and I'm not saying members of the LBGT community have been like, oh yeah, come on in. I think they're trying to distance themselves too. But they're saying, you're not that, I'm saying the pedo people are basically saying, you're not that far from us. I've been studying this thing, man. I've been reading up on it. And they're basically saying, hey, LBGT community, you guys aren't that far from us. But you used to be a mental disorder. And if you can get it expunged and turned into a socially accepted way of life, how come we can't? This is the argument out there.
It's a good argument.
But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Just because it's articulate doesn't mean it's integrous, or doesn't mean it's right or it's moral. Doesn't mean that. But then again, the LBGT community is on the other side of the fence now. They have legitimacy.
Yeah.
So now they're basically saying, wait a minute, how did those mentally disturbed degenerates that they used to be labeled as prior to 73, how did they get on the other side of the fence? How did they get to this, the normal side of things? And if they can hop the fence, let us look at what they did to hop the fence so we can hop the fence too.
They're not hopping no fence.
I'm not saying that they are.
They're not.
I'm just saying we have to be careful of articulation. Like high levels of articulation is like, oh shit.
Okay.
Let me see how they worded it. Let me see how they framed it, and let us frame it the same way.
How are they gonna articulate that it's okay to mess around people who are underage? How are you gonna do that?
Again, you got some of them that are saying it's possible. Listen to this. I saw this fucking video and I was like, what? It's possible to be a virtuous pedophile. This how I know, this how I know we going crazy in the world. The world is going nuts.
Well, you talking about religious pedophiles now?
Not even religious, just
virtual.
You know what? I have a, I am, predisposed to liking minors. I'm minor attracted, but that doesn't mean I will act on it. And I deserve to be around children. That doesn't mean I will harm them or rape them or do anything of that nature.
Okay.
But do you?
I get it.
So they're making that argument.
That's creepy talk, fool.
Exactly.
I can be around them. I won't do anything to them.
Exactly.
I won't. I'll keep hold of my inhibitions and I won't go there.
But again,
how you gonna do that?
But that's what I'm saying. Again,
you gonna have a bodyguard and shit with you?
When you normalize the gray area, you open the door for more ambiguity.
Yes.
That's all. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like I said, here's the logical trap. Life is gray.
Yeah, it is.
This is why the Buddha will say, take the middle path. Life is gray.
This ain't gray though.
But again, if you talk to these so-called, psychologists and all these guys, what are they saying? Black and white thinking isn't good.
Okay.
Black and white thinking creates mental rigidity. Mental rigidity creates conflict. So now they're saying everything is fluid. Gender is fluid, right?
Right.
That's an argument. Gender is fluid.
Right.
So now they're basically saying, hey, well, if everything is fluid, and we're going to use, you see what I'm saying? Being careful of how you articulate certain shit.
Okay, I could see that.
See, so now you've articulated it for us. So we could take the framework that you use and apply it to ourselves. Are we not human beings?
But see, what that is it's going to take some time for people's normals to change and stuff. Because some people might change and say, okay, what's normal?
Okay, so look at it this way.
And
Let's just look at it this way. You mean, watch this. Cartoons got gay characters in it now.
Okay.
Cartoons. They have gay characters now. Right? Where a little boy, he's a little boy in his normal life. But when he turns into a superhero, he turns into a little girl.
Dave Chappelle just had a thing about this on Netflix.
So what I'm saying is,
about
this is the process of normalization. And I understand the thought process behind normalizing it because it's this. It's now on the other side of the fence. It used to be, and it still is. I'm not saying they don't have a long way to go. Just like women still have a long way to go, right? But it's on the other side of the fence. The fence of shit is normal, right? Shit is normal. So now, okay, you need to get used to seeing a gay kid in a cartoon. They had a gay kiss in a cartoon. First gay kiss in a cartoon. You need to, now it's get used to that. This is how you normalize.
See, as an adult, I can process that. But as a kid, how does the kid process it? You know, there's a lot of parenting you have to do.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, listen, I think parents should be up on top of everything these days, period.
Because it's more information out there than it was when we were kids.
Hell yeah.
When we were kids, you and I, we had 15 phone numbers memorized.
Yes.
We
Well,
had
I don't even have one
numbers.
number.
Like, we knew that shit. I know my grandmama number. I know my daddy number. I know my teacher number. I know my uncle number. I know my brother number. We had all them numbers in our heads. Come on. So now you're just being inundated with so much imagery, with so many concepts, with so many ideas. How do you process it as a kid? Listen, what was your favorite cartoon back in the day?
Mighty Mouse.
You was fucking with Mighty Mouse? I fuck with Mighty Mouse every now and then.
I mean, what era are you talking about?
You old as shit.
We got different eras and stuff, you know? Scooby Doo, you know?
I fuck with Thundar the Barbarian.
Okay. I like Thundar the Barbarian.
Ariel, Ookla, Ride. Right? I fuck with Thundar. I fuck with I fuck with Space Ghost. I fuck with the Super Friends.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, Voltron.
Yep.
The Thundercats,
Awesome.
Silverhawks. I was fucking with all that.
So Silverhawks only did like a couple.
They only had a season?
Yeah.
That's all right.
That was a good show.
Silverhawks. Okay, cool.
Right.
It was a bite on Thundercats.
Right.
That's why they only had one season. It was Thundercats in space. But let me say this. If they would have introduced a gay character, a gay Thundercat, just come on, my dude.
Well, hold on. The cat could have been gay.
Meow.
Yeah.
Meow. Meow. That would have just fucked everybody up. Lion-O was on some wild shit. Lion-O was a G. Thundercats. Ho, nigga. Thundercats. Lion-O is calling. Niggas would have been like, what? Let me go see what Lion-O want and shit. Cause Lion-O's light is in the sky.
Listen,
the
but
niggas would have been fucked up over
that cartoon could have been a cartoon that got away with it, though.
No.
Yes, they could have.
Okay, what if there's a gay superhero in the Super Friends?
I don't know if that one will get away.
Okay, Batman, what we doing?
I don't know if that was.
I'm going with Wonder Woman. I'ma fly with her. Wonder Woman, can I get a ride with you? Niggas would have. Come on.
But sometimes the gay stuff is over the top, though.
But see, the point that I'm making is once you establish that which was considered a mental disorder, that which was considered not normal, and you just make it normal by decree, not by cure, but you make it normal legally. I mean, it's logical to say now we have a precedent for how to make that which was considered strange, odd, on some bullshit, weird, abnormal. Now we have a template for that to be considered normal.
So that means they have to change the laws then too, though. Right?
But that's what they've done.
Huh?
Listen.
Okay.
Somebody is transgender. The argument is, watch this. The argument is a child is conscious enough to say, I don't feel like the boy I was born as at 12.
Okay.
Conscious, aware. I'm a little girl inside this 12-year-old boy's body. And you hear some people say, I've known this ever since I was a little kid, that something was off. They're saying that's a certain level of consciousness, correct?
Correct.
The pedo people are saying the same thing. They're saying, if you can say that a child is conscious of his gender at 12, he could also be conscious enough to consent. These are their arguments. Again, this is why I try to stay away from, because a lot of the people, I'm gonna say this, a lot of the people in the LBGT community are super intelligent.
Yeah. They fighting for rights.
Educated, articulate. But again, the more articulate you become, the more you refine your argument, right? The more of a template you set for those to piggyback on your shit. We can't argue that, can we? We got somebody on the line? They just listening. Some people be listening.
You want to call in, Stein?
Yeah, they can call in.
The line's working now?
Are they? We good? Oh, shit. The phone lines are open. I wish I would have known. Oh, the number to dial is 323-230-4445. Call me right now. If you're a parent, right? If you're a parent, man, and you're raising kids, let me do it this way. I got a daughter. She's a senior in high school. She's only been playing hoop for 3 years. So she could be way better than she really is, right? She only played because her brother kind of pushed her to play. It was his senior year, and she was a freshman. So he's like, you got to play, you got to play, you got to play, you got to play. So she jumped on the team. But she had real reservations. Not because her mother or I said anything to her about lesbians or anything of that nature. She, on her own observation, saw what she saw and didn't like it. She was like, I don't want to be on a team because I don't want to shower with nobody. She was like, I see like a lot of the girls in basketball are butch. She didn't use butch, but that was her terminology. She had a real, kind of like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. Now, nobody taught her, to be that way towards anybody, but she was just coming across from that perspective. I'm not down with that. That her vibe was, I ain't with that. So for a long time, she didn't commit to basketball the way she's committed now. Now she really wants to play. But for a long time, she had to get over that. Wow. And me and her mother had conversations like, look, hey, people are people. You are you. You in the dig? You are you. You ain't got to be what everybody else is. You ain't got to be, and then on top of that, it was kind of like, look, you don't have to judge people you see. Right? You may have like a disdain or a pushback towards that person, but you ain't got to label it. You don't have to say, oh, I don't, I don't. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You just go on about your business. But what if I have to play against them? I was like, they don't have disease. You can't catch it.
But see, that's the whole thing with all that. You put people in the corner and they don't really open up their minds and stuff to a lot of things. Like
Right.
even me, well, I won't talk about me. Nah.
Somebody on Twitter is listening right now. Rap Culture Vulture. He said, insanity, they said, I don't know if it's a male or female. They said, insanity is in the eyes of the beholder. Now, Lord knows, I don't fuck with psychiatrists like that. I'm talking about the profession. I get down with good people. Listen, I just did a CD with Dr. Alan Berger. He's a psychiatrist, clinical psychiatrist, but he good people first. I fuck with Dr. Mark Goulston. He's a psychiatrist, but he's good people.
Right.
I fuck with good people. I don't fuck with professions, right? So I have to say that just, to clarify my next point. To say insanity is in the eye of the beholder, and I'm not saying the practice of psychiatry is off the hook, because that shit was created out of torture. Okay, this motherfucker got a mental problem. Let's dunk this motherfucker in a ice bath. And the nigga stopped screaming after this motherfucker been under 34 seconds of minus 90 degree water. Yeah.
Well, they do shock therapy to get the gayness out of you.
Yeah, and so again, a lot of this shit in the practice of psychiatry was born out of debauchery and motherfucking, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was just born. And now the torture has matriculated from actual torture. Let's shock this motherfucker's brain. Let's fry his brain. Right? It's gone from there to now we have medicine that can give you a lobotomy. We don't have to go up through your nasal cavity and cut a piece of your brain anymore. We can lobotomize you through pharmacology. So I get what he's about to say here. He says insanity is in the eyes of the beholder. But I would still say that industry, right? The psychiatric industry would beg to differ. They would say, no, I'm a clinical psychologist and I know when somebody's crazy. Right? I know when somebody's insane.
True.
But I love his statement here. Insanity is in the eyes of the beholder. He says to call homosexuality a mental disease is not scientifically accurate. No more than drapetomania was. 10% of any human population is homosexual. This is what he's saying. It's absolutely normal. Racist and sexist pseudoscience is dangerous. Do you agree or disagree with rap culture vulture? Right? Racist and sexist pseudoscience is dangerous. This is interesting. But wait a minute. Racist and sexist pseudoscience is dangerous. 10% of any human population is homosexual. It's absolutely normal. So 10% is the qualifying number to make something normal?
10%? That's it?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to argue the numbers. But this is what I will argue. Do we have to promote it? Do we? Does it have to be integrated into mass media? 25 years ago, it was rare to see anything gay on TV, correct?
Correct.
Now, damn near every TV show, there's homosexuality in the TV show. Am I lying?
No.
And you know what? Just to keep it fair, I'll say some but all. Some, but not all. But there's a growing number. You can't watch Game of Thrones without a gay scene. You couldn't watch True Blood without a gay scene.
For sure. Vampirism is like the platform for
Damn near
gays.
every vampire movie got homosexuality in it. I mean, this is wild. And I'm saying, should we be on guard? Should we be careful? Should we protect children from people who think minor attraction is cool? And who's to say? Because you know, in America, money runs everything.
Everything.
Everything. Listen, you got a manager out there, allegedly, that managed Taraji P, that Henson, that managed Halle Berry, that managed the whole. You got a lot of women coming out against that brother right now.
What?
Basically saying he gonna put you on if you fuck. You got a lot of sexual deviants out there. And a lot of these sexual deviants have high education and wealth. What's stopping them from saying, let's organize this shit? The same way the homosexual community organized this shit and lobbied and got taken off the mental disorder list in 73. Who's to say? So what happens? We fast forward 20 years from now. What's the date 20 years from now? 2038? Nigga. Hey.
Wow.
Who's to say 2038 that the pedo movement doesn't successfully mimic, copy the template that the LGBT community put in place to get off of the mental disorder list? Who's to say they don't successfully do it?
I can't say that's not going to happen. Because it's very much possible that could happen. It's crazy.
Money runs all of it. I bring up the manager because he been doing it for years. And you know why he been doing it? Because he got paper. Paper and power. You want to be somebody, right? You want to act? You want to get in this movie? You want to get in this movie, goddammit? Yes, you do. Okay, so this is what you got to do. Let me tell you. I got a book for you. I want you to read on acting. And then I'm going to need you to come over here later on. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But, listen, that's a single dude, right? If you let pedophiles, that's going to be a movement of more than one person. That's going to be a lot of people.
See, people be acting brand new, man. People be acting brand new. Pedophilia is on fire all over the world.
Yes.
If we start talking about sex trafficking, man, most of sex trafficking has to do with sex.
Big time.
It's sex. Women and children.
That's true.
See, and what America likes to do is stand behind Superman's S. We're the moral ones. Right? We're the ones who protect truth and justice for all. Nigga, no. No. Powerful people in powerful places. Ask Corey Haim. Well, you can't ask him. He's dead now. But Corey Feldman. Elijah Wood. Basically saying people in high places is doing this shit. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm just saying, is my argument faulty in any way? I mean, this guy over here is saying drapetomania and homosexuality are logical inequivalents, or they're not equivalent. And he's basically saying pedophilia and homosexuality is not equivalent.
It's not. But
Explain.
Because you got so you got laws on pedophilia. You cannot mess with a kid that's underage.
Agreed.
As a gay person, you can like them because it's not against the law to like somebody from the opposite sex.
Right.
Long as they're of age, you could do whatever you want because all it is love. This is something that's different. It's actually wrong because you're manipulating people who are younger to do stuff. You're gaining your power to do stuff.
You're grooming them.
Yep.
Sexual abuse.
Yep.
Right? You're grooming them. It's on some gaslighting. You're molding their philosophy and their opinion and their worldview, and you're getting them ready to accept it ideologically. But are we not being gaslit in the same way to accept transgenders and the homosexuality and homosexual way of life? Are we not being socially gaslit?
That's true too. Things are being accepted as things are in our face a little bit more, and it's just become like, oh, this is just normal. It's all right. But I don't know if it's going to be okay to have sex with a little kid.
It's never going to be okay to people who fucking give a fuck, who care, who love, who understand, who are of moral fiber, who have ethics.
Yes.
Fuck the religious dogma shit. Fuck all that. What about ethics? When I see a child, I see someone who isn't fully developed.
Not at all.
Period.
Not at all.
Period. I have an 18-year-old daughter. She just turned 18 a month and a half ago. But in her mind, I'm 18. I'm grown. No. Your brain doesn't even stop developing until you're 25.
Long as she once she stopped asking stuff from you, then she considered grown because she's taking care of herself. But if she's always looking for handouts, no, you're still need care from somebody.
Right.
You're not grown.
Right. I think America is good at masking its depravity in the symbols of justice, in the symbols of honor, right? It's just good at, the high ground. I mean, look like you're taking the high ground, but really, where there's money, because the motherfucker can't say the sex traffic and slavery doesn't exist in America, when in fact it does.
It does. It's just underground.
If there's an underground, that means somebody from the overground is getting paid off the underground while they get to look like the symbol, the paragon of justice. Correct?
Correct.
It is no secret in America that in damn near every precinct, police precinct across America, that there are some bad cops.
Yep.
And the bad cops benefit off of crime? Yeah, certainly.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, there's somebody benefiting off of this pedo movement too, and trying to push some shit. And how do you push shit that is considered abnormal? The media.
Yes. But the media can make you believe anything.
True.
If they put it in there right.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. You get desensitized by the frequency of shit you see.
Right.
This is why I'm saying don't send me no goddamn video.
Everybody wants to see this shit.
I don't want to see that
my
shit.
My cousin sent that to me and stuff, and I didn't even know, and I'm like, oh shit. And then they start talking to me that everybody wants to see. I don't want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see
I
that.
don't want to see that.
Nobody. Well, there are people out there that want to see
they do, because people like shit. People like mess.
So this guy on Twitter, right? This guy on Twitter right here, at Dale _Steinberg. That's what it's, I guess that's Dale at Dale _Steinberg says, pedosexuality is a natural sexual orientation just like homosexuality. How come, right? what does he say? How come our pedosexual brethren aren't entitled to the same rights? This motherfucker said that.
He just did.
Y'all looking at me like I'm an advocate for pedosexuality. No, I'm not. I'm telling you.
This is actually crazy.
I'm telling you.
Seriously.
There's an argument. These motherfuckers is out here trying to push this agenda, and they're trying to use a template that has proven successful. Am I wrong for pointing this out?
No.
I'm saying I'm ringing the alarm in this bitch.
We gonna have to really look. People who have kids gonna have to look out.
Do you see? Now you understand what I mean.
For real. For real.
Let me tell you another weird story involving my daughter. She goes to school on the west side. You in the dig? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say her high school. But she goes to school on the west side. She told me one day, I came to pick her up, and she don't really tell me shit because she knows how I am.
She got a temper.
She don't really tell me shit. But she was like, Dad, something weird happened today. I was like, what happened? She was like, it was just this random guy, he was just standing on the corner. Like when we got out of school, and, we were walking, I think it was during lunch, and we were walking across the street to go to the restaurants to get, our lunches and things like that. And he just asked us to stop, and he was taking pictures of us. And I was like, My initial reaction was, whose daughter are you? Fuck are you doing? She was like, well, I was just with a group of people. I was like, why did you stop? The fuck? That's not some shit we do. Fuck is you doing? I got on her. But she was like, I was just with the crew. Like, you better be more fucking aware than just being with the crew. The end of the day, like, it's weird shit out here. So when you bring up, what the fuck are we gonna do? If you got kids, it's like you gotta be aware of a lot of things. And then, what happens, right? Because at school, we was exposed to shit at school that, goddamn, if our parents knew, even back in our day,
yes, man,
there was a lot of wild shit that went down on multiple campuses.
Yes.
You understand? Like,
yes,
I did wild shit.
You know what? That shit that happened you know about Mir, right?
Of course
You know about certain coaches that
there we go. The track team.
Listen.
You want me to throw it out there? I'll pull this shit up, nigga.
Because to this day, it pisses me off that people still joke about that shit.
This nigga was winning championships.
People still joke about things that happened at my high school with a coach that was somewhat gay, but cool.
But it was weird. He was weird because he seemed like a regular nigga.
Yeah, and it was just normal. Like, he'll joke with you, you'd be cool, but you knew never to be left alone in the back room with him.
You understood?
You all go and talk to him because he's cool and you spend time, but everybody will exit the room and laugh at the last person in the room and run out of there laughing.
That ain't no joke.
And it's not a joke.
Right.
But we accepted that at school like it was just a normal thing to do. Not one parent came to the school like, fuck this, we're gonna get this motherfucker.
Right.
No kid went and told anything.
But remember, when in America, you throw success in the mix, because he was a successful coach.
Yeah, but that shit still don't make it right.
I didn't say it was right. What I'm saying is, you got motherfuckers that'll look the other way when success is involved. And this is why I always tell people, I was telling my daughter the other day, this is a weird metaphor that I'm about to use, but I'm gonna apply it to life. I said, girl, you got a motherfucking Sean Marion coach. She was like, what? Yeah. A Sean Marion coach? I said, yeah, Sean Marion had a broke ass jump shot. But because it went in, he never fixed it. So we live in a society that's broken, but because there are certain levels of success around that brokenness, we don't seek to fix it. So guess what? If I win a game, if I win a bunch of games, right? And I mistreat children, I'm acting indifferent, I'm disrespectful, I'm cussing children out, but I'm winning games, I'm considered a good coach.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nobody will come in and say, well, let's assess the mental, the mindset of the kids that you disrespect.
I don't know if people really thought that was wrong, though, man, to be honest, man.
But you know, like I know, in every community, if a nigga is found to be fucking with some kids, he gonna get the business.
But see, that's the whole thing. It never came out that he was fucking with kids. He was cool with the kids.
Wait a minute, that shit came out in the paper, dog.
But it
Star
came out
News.
later.
Yeah.
It came out later, like years later after I was gone, it came out. But it was socially acceptable for these kids. And my cousin always argues, well, you're a man, you know what's up. And I'm like, no, as a kid, you're still impressionable. You can be taken advantage of as somebody in high school by an older person. You don't know what the fuck is up.
Right.
You know, and he's always thinking, yeah, you do. I'm like, no, you don't.
But here's the thing. The kids at high school are like the actresses in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The actress in Hollywood is saying, I gotta suck this dick to get this opportunity. And sometimes the kids in high school who are in the presence of a pedophile type motherfucker like that is saying, if I say something, I'm gonna fuck up my opportunity.
True.
What about Sandusky at Penn State?
That was some shit.
Come on. Sandusky at Penn State. You got kids there on scholarship. If I just weather this shit, I'm gonna make it to the NFL.
That's some deep shit, though.
But do you see what I'm saying?
But he was only doing that to the broken, to the minority kids.
Those are motherfuckers who need to be in the NFL.
So he preyed on people who came from broken families.
Broken families.
Who was broken.
Listen, I got a better chance of getting some booty from some broke niggas who want to make it to the league. Because if they don't make it to the league, they're going to stay broke.
But you know what? As we were talking about all this shit is all normal for people, man.
No, it's not.
For some people, because they do this shit. Sex trafficking is normal for people. Okay?
Right.
This dude just wrote about why don't pedophilias they need love too.
He just said that, didn't he?
They need love too. That's what he said. You can't I know you can argue about it, but you got somebody who just said this shit and that shit don't even sound right. But he said it and it sounded right when he said it. Right?
That's what he said. Who is this guy? At Dale_Steinberg. If you're just tuning in, this is what this fool said. Pedosexuality is a natural sexual orientation just like homosexuality. Listen to this. How come our pedosexual brethren aren't entitled to the same rights?
I don't even want to have sex with a little kid, man.
Nigga, you better say that.
I don't even want to.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, I don't even want to mess with somebody in their 20s, man. Why would I want to? That's not.
Well, first off,
I'm serious.
Hey, hold on now.
Nah. But it comes to experience. I want to be with somebody who's inexperienced. Like the whole thing about having sex with a virgin doesn't really throw me and stuff. As a Muslim, like, oh, you go to heaven when you do all this stuff, you get to have 15 virgins.
Right.
I don't want to have sex with any virgins.
Have you ever had sex with a virgin?
I don't want to have sex with a virgin.
All right.
They don't know what they're doing.
That's fine. They're quick learners.
But this dude is crazy. I'm caring, man. That dude is crazy. I wonder how many people follow this fool.
Again, man. Again.
But maybe he just
for
arguing
me,
for their defense. Shit.
25 and up. That's cool.
That's cool. I got that. I get it.
25 and up, man.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I'm going to say this too. Self-awareness equates to one's ability to consent.
Right.
And self-awareness is a gauge of maturity. You can't, this is why the reverse argument is true for the transgender kid. It's not to say that transgender kids don't feel like they're not a little girl. Like, I was born a little girl, but I feel like a little boy. I'm not saying that they don't feel that. I'm not saying that they don't have those strong feelings, right? I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the reverse argument can be applied. Maybe, I mean, and then you got to get fucking mystical and spiritual. Maybe this is reincarnation or some shit, right? Maybe in your last life, you were a guy. And maybe there's some residual shit on you. Have you seen that new TV show, Altered Carbon?
Is that good?
On Netflix.
On Netflix.
Man, keep it out. They're talking about how consciousness for the wealthy, right? They get to live on because they get to get dropped into different bodies. So they get to live forever. And they call the bodies skins. And they're basically saying like, oh, this is just a tool for my consciousness to, live in a particular kind of reality. And they're also saying you get some of these wealthy people that have had so many skins, i.e. bodies, that there is some residual, some kind of residual memory from the body previously. So are you peeping game on this? Like, this shit is weird. So the consciousness of what's happening.
So I don't think.
Yeah, they're saying like residual memories from the bodies that they're. I've had so many bodies. I mean, I get residual memories from the different bodies that have come.
Isn't that the people who believe in reincarnation?
That's my point. So there's an argument there for that, but scientists aren't using that information. They're not using that, right?
So you can't prove that.
But the bottom line is, conventional thinking is a minor cannot consent to sex. Period.
This dude just wrote this shit, and he got to have some foundation to go off of.
He's hijacking the fucking LBGT community.
It was okay. So you can marry a person who is 16 years old. People still do that today, depending on how much money they got.
If you can marry the same sex person, they're arguing, well, that's a sexual orientation. My sexual orientation is for children. I should be able to do that too. So you gotta understand something about law. Once there's a precedent set, motherfucker gonna go after that precedent.
Yes.
And they're gonna make an argument. Now, let me tell you something about law. My cousin is a lawyer. He said the same thing. He said, listen, man, law ain't about the truth. Law is about who is the best painter. Who makes the best argument while using precedent to support that argument. It's not about what's right. It's not about what's true. It's not about what is integrous. No. Fuck that. You gonna watch. You gonna see. You gonna see one of the best motherfuckers. Watch, somebody gonna put the money up, and one of the most articulate, one of the most savvy. You look at the Supreme Court justice. What do they do all the time? It's about interpretation of the law. They're gonna find a way to interpret this shit. Watch, you're gonna see some lobby shit coming. You're gonna see it.
Yeah, you're gonna see it.
True or false? In 2003, a group of mental health specialists formed B4U Act to begin a slow but inexorable push to redefine pedophilia as a sexual orientation in the same way homosexuality was in the 1970s. In 2003.
2003?
A group of, mental health professionals formed B4U Act to begin a slow but inexorable push to redefine pedophilia as a sexual orientation. In the same way homosexuality was in the 1970s. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. Today's topic, man, the legalization of sexual predators. Pedo-Rights. Are pedophiles seeking the same rights as members of the LBGT community? Are pedophiles attempting to hijack gay rights? Have gay rights set the stage for pedo-rights? Wow.
What mental health professionals
Money.
did this shit? How would you do that, man?
Money. Roman Polanski, movie director, still got friends, still beloved by his peers, right? Still beloved by his peers, man. I got to leave America because America is not progressive. And I committed a crime. I fucked a 13-year-old. Let me get out of here.
You sure did.
Still wealthy, still living well, still doing his thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even want to talk about that one pedophile motherfucker from England who was friends with everybody, the royals and everybody. This motherfucker abused motherfuckers for years. And it was only brought out that he was like that after he died. And when you see this motherfucker's face,
What's this?
watch. When you see this motherfucker's face, you gonna be like, how you not know that nigga's a pedophile? You gonna see his face, be like, oh shit. Let me pull this motherfucker up right now. I forgot his name, but he was he was a British television. He had some kind of fucking show, and everybody loved this dude. Let me pull this motherfucker out. That dude right there, Jimmy Savile, elite pedophile ring exposed. Only after he dies.
What?
Look him up. Jimmy Savile. JIMMYSAVILE. Elite pedophile ring exposed. See, let me tell you something about the wealthy. The wealthy are like this. They're like, listen, you the one that don't have time. We're wealthy. We've got time. Your time is usually caught up getting paid, receiving checks for your labor. Your labor is your life. So you spend your life getting paid, laboring for the wealthy, for the elite. You don't have time to stop that shit, or wherever you're at in life, economically, that shit'll fall. So this is how they look at it. That's why I say think. Now, people, this is going to be on the internet forever, this show. Remember, 2038. 20 years from now. Because they just wait you out. They'll just fucking wait you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we've got money. And typically wealthy people keep certain things that they want popping alive because they don't just pass down money. and wealth, they pass down ideology. They pass down custom. This is what we do.
This is true.
And we'll stay behind the shadows with this shit right now, because right now it's not really socially accepted. But we will incrementally keep pushing it out there more and more and more.
Because people gonna have feelings. Okay, so a lot of people have empathy for shit like this in some aspects. Like, okay, if somebody, just like you said, if somebody really comes in with a good argument and people are like, well, I can understand, and he wants love and he wants to be loved. So everybody's always good for the love shit. People want the love. People are cool with that because that's what everybody wants. So I don't want to rob this person for love also. So I can see them fucking getting this shit together. This was 2003, right? That's 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Another 10, 15 years? Yeah, this is going to fucking happen.
That's what
this is going to fucking happen for real.
This is the point that I'm making. So again, you homosexuals out there, y'all laid the groundwork. Just like you African Americans out there, y'all laid the civil rights groundwork. Now, how many years did the LBGT community movement happen after the civil rights movement?
Yeah.
30, 40 years?
Yeah.
We got Martin Luther King murdered in 68, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that 30, 40 years?
Nah, it's probably 20.
It's more than, it's like 50 years almost.
Well, no, but how long has they been established?
But see, this is my point. You see the time in between.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, in 68, it's not acceptable.
No.
Homosexuality, you crazy. Something wrong with that boy in the head. Remember? No, there's something wrong with that boy. He like other men's. Something wrong. Can we take him to the hospital? I don't know if they even treat that type of shit.
It gets as bad as you know that your family member is a homosexual or a pedophile. And you know what you do with that motherfucker? Keep him in the basement.
You ostracize,
you
right.
keep him in the
you
basement and
away.
stuff. You know,
right.
People know, but they like, oh, they don't really talk about it. They just let it, they hide them.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm saying the time in between the civil rights movement popping, that time was the time to say, it's getting more normal. 73, it's not a mental illness anymore. Mm-hmm. Take it out of the DSM. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 80s, AIDS is on the scene, still scary. Oh, shit. 90s, hey, still not quite right. 2000s, more and more acceptable, more and more acceptable, more and more acceptable. 2016, 2017, it's on deck. Using the same template as the civil rights movement. This is a civil rights issue. Calling me a fag is equivalent to calling a black man a nigga. You're a bigot.
You're a pedophile.
That's like calling me a nigger.
Yeah.
This is my this is my sexual orientation. Do you see what I'm saying? So, again, the template, listen, you play football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once an undefeated team gets beat, we got it on film.
Yes.
Now we know how to beat y'all.
Yes.
That's the same shit with the pedosexuals. Oh, this how you do it?
Exactly.
Now, all we got to do is tweak it and figure it out. And like I said, count the years as the normalcy push comes in.
Dude, this shit is around the corner. Straight up.
Boy, if you got kids, man.
If you want to say 30 years, that means that's 2033.
Okay, let's
say that.
Let's do it. Let's push it further. Let's say 2050.
I don't know if it's gonna. Okay.
Let's say 2050. Right?
Mm-hmm. This shit is gonna be.
Let's just say 2050. 2050. You gonna have a motherfucker on Capitol Hill arguing.
Yep.
And he gonna be backed by multinational corporations. And don't be surprised in 2050 if he's not backed by Hollywood itself. The major movie studio, Warner Brothers, Disney, like, hey man, it's time for us to get over this. Watch. Listen, you're listening to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. I know today's a tough topic. Christ, it's a hard one. The legalization of sexual predators. Pedo-Rights. Shit. Are pedophiles seeking the same rights as members of the LBGT community? Are pedophiles attempting to hijack gay rights? Have gay rights opened the door for future pedo-rights?
I don't know how public will take this, though, to be honest, man.
But you know what the public is going to do. You know, listen, I was in the car, I was in the Uber with an old man Ubering, brother, done seen it all, retired, got his bread, cooling. I'm just doing this shit on the side to have a little piece of change, little homie. I said, all right, it's cool, man. You know how Uber dudes be talking. Right. And again, religious guy. You know what he said about same-sex marriage? We just got to follow what the law says. He was like, I remember back in the days, this shit wasn't acceptable. You know, I mean, I got my own personal feelings about it, and you know, the shit don't seem right. You know, from my generation to your generation, and yeah, you got a little gray hair on your chin. I see you're a little older than we didn't do that shit. That shit wasn't acceptable now.
Yeah,
but government said it's acceptable now. Listen, everybody in America is Steven from Django. Everybody's a house nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you put a motherfucker's livelihood on the line, oh, you're a bigot? Okay, we won't hire you. Oh, you're a bigot? You lose opportunities. Oh, you're a bigot? You get what I'm saying? When you get pushed into the bigot category because society has moved on without your ass, you tend to lose your livelihood.
You do.
That motherfucker said, hey, man, I don't agree with it, but yeah, the government said.
Yeah. You got those people who follow status quo, but then you got other people that's going to probably take law into their own hands. Maybe.
But look,
maybe.
You keep saying take law into their own hands if the public won't stand for it. The public is standing
for everything
right now for slavery in Libya.
This is fucking true.
That shit came out. It was on fire. Slavery in Libya. Slavery in Libya. When's the last time you heard somebody say, what's going on in Libya?
You don't hear shit.
You don't hear shit about it.
And listen, when shit happened in Paris, you seen the Paris sign on everybody's Facebook. Okay? When you had shit happen, you see the other signs on people's Facebook. But when shit happened in Libya, there was no Libya sign for people created on Facebook. It's like they didn't give a shit about people being enslaved. And we know what type of people. They didn't give a shit about black people being enslaved.
This is all I'm saying.
This is, yeah.
Wealthy people know how to wait. They see it as ignorance. Oh, you're just ignorant. You don't understand. Oh, you don't get it. Well, you'll be dead soon. You don't have a legacy. You're not wealthy.
Yes.
You're just living to die. What are you on your Oh, you're on your 46th Christmas. Good. You've got about 27 left. They don't give a fuck.
No.
They don't give a fuck. You're on the treadmill of life. You're not creating realities. You're maintaining realities. Sure, you're butthurt about it now. 35, 40 years from now, you won't be here. Right?
Right.
Our plan will. You got to understand what kind of people these are. These aren't derelicts of society. Okay, let's factor that part in. Even when you look at homosexuals in the LBGT community, what's up with the homosexuals in the LBGT community as it pertains to economics? They got bread.
They got money.
They're educated.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
So the pedophiles is going to be educated and going to have bread too.
What I'm saying is, ain't no homeless pedophiles. Yeah, there are. There are homeless pedophiles for sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the homeless pedophiles aren't going to be the ones that enact this fucking legislation. Right. That aren't going to be lobbying. It's going to be intelligent, well-read, well-educated, and well-funded.
True.
That's what I'm saying.
They just going to be able to get away with shit they already do.
What I'm saying is Pandora's box, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show is crazy right now. See what happens when y'all leave me into this motherfucker by myself? I go off in this motherfucker, man. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play a little music for y'all, and then I'm going to come right back, and we're going to wrap it up today. Ladies and gentlemen, the ZOWHAT Morning Show. Woo. Christ. Today's topic, man. It's been pretty heavy up in here. And I know. Nobody wants to have these kind of conversations. Everybody wants to kind of be like the fucking ostrich and just put their head in a hole while like seriously difficult conversations are being had. And I just think it's important, man. Like, we got to have a conversation. You know, you might not agree with everything I have to say, and that is not the point of why I say what I'm saying. The point of why I say what I'm saying is to encourage discussion, right? Especially if you're a parent. If you're a parent, this is a discussion, you know, that is necessary. I'm not choosing a side. I'm not saying this is right or wrong or this is that. But if you're a parent, you got to be like, look, this is what's out here in the world. This is what's waiting on you in the world. You need to be aware of what's happening in the world. And you got some people in the world that are pushing for things that you may think are disadvantageous for your kid, for you. Can't be afraid to have the discussion, man. I know so many people who refuse to talk about anything with their kids for the most part. They're like, I'm not finna speak on that. That's awkward. Okay. I'd rather have an awkward moment, right, with my kid than, you know, have to deal with an experience, you know, where my kid was like, damn, you could have told me something. Because you know how children are. Once they find out that you knew about some shit and you didn't inform them about the stuff you knew about, then they start losing confidence and faith in you. So all I'm saying is, this is one of those times where it's not about choosing a side. It's not about condemning somebody. It's not about that. It's about informing. You know, you need to be informed on what kind of world you live in, on what kind of society you live in. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting around upset that your kid was exposed to something that you did not properly prepare them for. And then if they behave or respond in a particular way, then you're like, oh my God, I should have said, whoa, 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 whoa. Man, those are the toughest moments in being a parent. Those, damn, I wish I had another opportunity to address that. Or if I had another opportunity to address that, I would have addressed it this way as opposed to the way I chose to address it. Now, we live in a society currently that has child protections in place. Have you ever seen that app where you download that app and it shows you all of the child predators and sex offenders in your neighborhood? I downloaded that shit and I saw it. Let me tell you, that fucking app lit up like Christmas because they were everywhere. Everywhere. By my crib, there's a park. Big ass park. And I was aware early on, I'm not finna just let y'all walk to the park by yourself. Hell nah. So I made it a point. Every time y'all go to the park, I'm gonna be at the park. I mean, what about the question? Wow. The shit is ubiquitous, man. If pedophilia, because a lot of people want to relabel it as homosexuality, but pedophilia is a Catholic Church problem. You in the dig? You get some priests that argue, no, I'm homosexual. No, motherfucker, you're a pedophile. And that's because the Catholic priests who are homosexual are hip to today's laws as it pertains to homosexuality, as it pertains to the LBGT community. They hip to the laws. So, no, I'm homosexual. No, you're not. Them little choir boys are boys. They're not choir men. Consenting choir men, maybe some of them are, but a lot of little boys have been attacked. Adita, does any of this make sense? Does it sound like logically I'm off? You see what I'm saying? Because I know they're aware, like, the laws are favorable to homosexuality. Now, within the Vatican and within the Catholic Church, they've never been favorable. But there is a reason why the Vatican chose to, instead of ostracizing these guys, protect them by moving them around. Because the Vatican had to be hip to say, wait a minute, these are pedophiles. And these are not homosexuals. These are pedophiles. We're going to move them around because pedophilia has been a part of the Roman lifestyle for a long time. Christianity is laid over top ancient Rome. The Romans fuck boys. The Greeks and the Romans, they fuck boys. This is why they call anal sex Greek. Doing it Greek style. Do you understand what I'm saying? You go back and study the history and the culture of these people. Members of the Senate would have wives. They would. But the wife had to dress up like a boy. Or she had to come in a robe where you couldn't tell what she was and get into bed. Because most of these guys had been with boys. That was natural for them. Right? Pedophilia is a Greek word. Just, Jesus. So again, man, it's a lot of savvy shit going on in the world. And like I said, as time goes on, they're going to push the agenda because they have the wealth, they have the resources, and they're putting together the intellectual argument based off of the Pandora's box that was opened through the LBGT. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't just say, oh, at one point we were a mental illness and now we're not. And now we're normal and now we're acceptable, because there are going to be people out there who consider themselves your sexual cousins. Well, we're related to y'all in a way. We're going to use what you use. Yeesh. Gosh, it's a dark time, isn't it? Oh, God. Did anybody get taken to prison? Did anybody get sent to jail for what happened to Corey Haim and Corey Feldman and Elijah Wood? Is anybody going to jail? Is anybody indicted? No. Can't indict power. Man, somebody gonna pay for it, or it's going to be paid for. That's how big business and government works. Either somebody pays for it or somebody is gonna pay for it so it can happen. You got to pay for it or I'm going to pay for it. Yikes. As a father of 3 children, I'm glad that they're closer to being, well, one is a full-fledged adult, and then the other 2 are rapidly following him. So I'm like really excited about that. But Jesus, can you imagine if you had a baby growing up in this time? So look, in 20 years or in 15 years, your child is 15 and still a child at 15. Man, Jesus. True or false? Hollywood has had a long, repugnant history with the underage casting couch, where professional opportunities are offered for sexual favors. Gosh. And here's the thing about that casting couch. They don't give a fuck if you underaged or overaged. Sex has long been a type of currency to get you a particular opportunity. They gonna wait it out. It's not funny. I know. But it's something that has to be addressed. So what do? Create legislations to protect against that? Who's going to lobby against those lobbying for this movement? That's what you got to do. You got to educate your kids. You got to be ever vigilant, because this is how most people are. I don't want to know about it. No, you got to be ever vigilant on keeping up with the latest developments in that community. So if the opportunity presents itself to create this political consortium to move against that, then you need to be prepared to do that. But if you're not prepared to do that, they're going to be better prepared than you, because you're going to be taken off guard. You're going to be surprised. Oh, God, legislation is on the floor for the Pedosexual Act. You see what I'm saying? You got to be prepared. You got to have a whole community with a bunch of resources to say, hell to the motherfucking now. Otherwise, it could get really ugly. Listen, Zoe Williams is here to have discussions. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to label. I'm just saying, God damn, we living in a tough time. I want to further the conversation. The ZOWHAT morning show airs Mondays 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, once a week here on Dash Radio. If you're listening on your web on your laptop, it's dashradio.com/talk. If you're listening on your app, which most of you are, the Dash Radio app, you'll find Dash Talk right on there, man. And every Monday, we're here with riveting conversations like this, the kind you're afraid to have. We'll have them. We'll keep them going. You underdig? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I thank you for listening and being open-minded. Rap Culture Vulture, at Rap Culture Vulture on Twitter. They were hitting me with a whole lot of questions, and I like the participation. Thank you so much. Everybody was listening in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for tonight's Voice of Reason, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at the same station, dashradio.com/talk. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Zoe Williams, and I'm out. Deuce.